Sure, we're in the middle of the work week. How are we looking?
We are definitely in the middle of the work week, hump day, so to speak, and we're going to continue with the warm conditions, but we are bracing ourselves for the threat of maybe some severe storms. If you take our graphics full here, you can kind of see what's happening outside right now. We have 53 for Livingston, mid-50s for Meridian, a bit warmer in Philadelphia coming in at 60, and we have 57 for Decatur. Dew point temperatures are into the 50s. That's relatively comfortable, but as we go through time, the dew points are going to be on the rise, and the dew point indicates the amount of moisture in the air. The higher the number, the more uncomfortable it is. And notice how the dew point temps kind of creep up as we head towards that Thursday afternoon, Friday time frame, getting more so in the 60s. That's ahead of our next storm system. And notice that big drop off. That's once that cold front moves on by. But first alert, we do have a threat for severe weather with this next system coming in. The yellow represents a level 2 out of 5 threat for severe storms in our area. And basically, that's going to be mainly for damaging wind. That's our primary threat. But tornadoes are also possible. We can't rule out a storm that could potentially have hail up to, let's say, quarter sized. And flooding is going to be a bigger deal as well with this particular system because we could have rounds of rain moving over the same areas. The timing looks to be anytime from, let's say, noon on Friday. And this could linger in terms of the flood potential, especially into, let's say, Saturday afternoon. So here's a look at the setup here. You see this yellow, it's dipped down for a good portion of the area. This is indicating where we could see some flash flooding, and we're looking within those yellow areas, the potential for some spots to get over 3 inches of rain. I think on average it'll be 1 to 3, but within that yellow spot that we saw, there could be some spots that get over 3 inches. And again, that could definitely lead to some flooding concerns. So this is the big picture. Warm front's going to lift north. We're going to have an area of low pressure coming in within this region. The atmosphere is going to be conducive for some storms that could pack a punch, again, bringing basically all modes of severe weather possible to the area. But then once the cold front crosses Saturday, cooler, more wintry-like weather will settle in. So there is a change to the warm pattern eventually. You'll see those numbers coming up with the 10-day forecast at 10. But again, as we work our way towards Friday, this is Friday morning, we're already going to have some showers out there. By the midday time frame, we're starting noticing these brighter colors indicating the potential for some storms that will be brewing. Here's view at 5 o'clock. That 5 o'clock drive could be a bit tricky. Again, we could have some severe weather around this time frame. So before you travel on Friday, make sure you're looking at our weather app to make sure you're not driving into anything that's potentially threatening. 2 a.m. still the potential for some isolated severe weather, but I think the switch will become more of a flood threat. And once we get past sunrise on our Saturday, this is 9 o'clock. I think those bright colors represent the potential for just rounds of rain moving over the same areas, which could lead to, again, that flood potential. But once the system moves out, roughly by about early afternoon, it'll take a while, but we're expecting the showers to taper off by the second half of the day. So if you already don't have our weather app, go ahead and scan that QR code. That's a great tool to have so that you can stay a step ahead of the weather because, again, things are going to get a bit active as we head between that Friday and Saturday time frame. Overnight tonight, though, we're going to have mild weather, mid-50s. There could be some of that fog again. So for your Thursday morning, travel with caution, but we're expecting record-challenging heat. Meridian's record high for Thursday is 77. That's what we're forecasting, so we'll see what happens. But here's that 10-day forecast at 10. We do have first alert weather days in place for both Friday and Saturday now. We're adding that because of the flood potential, but between those 2 days, it's best to make sure you're, again, having multiple ways of getting alerts and NOAA weather radio. Again, have our weather app, and of course, keep your TV tuned to WTOK for the latest. But once we get past that, look at those morning temperatures. 30s return Sunday morning. We could have freezing temperatures early next week for Monday and Tuesday, and highs could struggle to get out of the 50s starting Sunday. So a cooler feel is coming, but we have to deal with the severe weather first, or at least the potential thereof.
All right. Yeah. Well, hopefully tomorrow, of course, we'll get past some of those spotty showers, but Friday, everybody needs to be really weather minded and staying alert of what's going on, especially for what's coming up this weekend.
That's right.
All right. Well, thank you so much for that, Deidre. Still to